You stupid fool. Did you really think you gonna hit me? Huh? Bam, bam, bam. Over.
Different style.
Manny, you and Floyd Mayweather, both two prideful men, both at the apex of boxing, but I think Floyd Mayweather really wants you to admit that he beat you so he can do a Maypac too. Will that ever happen? Will you ever concede so you can get the Maypac too?
You know, I know his heart. He don't have the concern for the fans. His concern is only to, for money, but my concern not only for money, making money from the fans.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? Now, you guys just heard Manny Pacquiao specifically say that his concern is the fans. And when it comes to Floyd Mayweather doesn't care about the fans. Floyd Mayweather's only concern is what? Money. Now we find out that actually when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, money is actually a huge concern when it comes to getting in the ring with Terrence Crawford. Not the fact that the fans that Manny Pacquiao said he was more concerned with, not the fact that the fans want to see this fight. We know that if I do a poll right now and I say, would you rather watch, as a boxing fan, would you rather watch Manny Pacquiao versus Terrence Crawford or Manny Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn? That's a rhetorical question because we already know the answer. So speaking of Jeff Horn, Bob Arum, for those of you guys, who haven't been following the news, let me go ahead and elaborate. Yesterday it was reported that Bob Arum, who's been desperately trying to make this Pacquiao versus Crawford fight, he finally said to the public, Pacquiao versus Crawford is not going to happen. We're looking at Jeff Horn as a possible opponent for Manny Pacquiao. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull up Jeff Horn. So as you guys see right here, this is Jeff Horn right here on BoxRec.com. This is his record, 16-0. He just fought against Ali Fanica, and he did beat Randall Bailey, which used to be a hell of a fighter back in the day, but we all know that right now Randall Bailey is just a journeyman. He's a hard-punching journeyman right now. But if there was no Keith Thurmans, Sean Porters, Danny Garcias, and other welterweights at the top of the division, right? If there were no Errol Spences, there were no Terrence Crawfords, there were no fighters like that, or let's just say maybe Manny Pacquiao, hypothetically, he beat the majority of these guys, or even some of these guys, then the Jeff Horn pick would not be that bad. Because then you could say, well, you know what, Manny Pacquiao, he already beat the best at the welterweight division, so, he has options, to pick lesser competition, take a little bit of a break from the tough competition that he's been facing. But we can't really say that about Manny Pacquiao. Because since Manny Pacquiao moved to the welterweight division, the majority of his opponents outside of Tim Bradley, the majority of his opponents have come off of their biggest losses. When great fighters often fight opponents that come off of their biggest wins, right? And see, the thing with Manny Pacquiao is he's a little bit in a bad situation because Manny Pacquiao lost the fight of the decade. And regardless how people look at Manny Pacquiao, no doubt about it, Manny Pacquiao is a great fighter. There's no doubt about it. He is top 25, one of the greatest fighters in the last 25 years. I don't know exactly where I will put him on that list, but there's no doubt about it. He is one of the greatest in the last 25 years, right? But saying that, people are going to remember him by losing to Floyd Mayweather. That's how he's going to be remembered, because that was considered the fight of the decade. So in order for Manny Pacquiao to partially erase that memory from people's mind, because you'll never erase it completely, once again, his name will always be synonymous with Floyd Mayweather's, but to be remembered for something else when Manny Pacquiao retires, in order for him to do that, he's going to have to pull a Roberto Duran. And what that basically means is Roberto Duran, you know, he's known for losing to almost all of the greatest fighters. He got knocked out by Hearns. He lost 2 out of 3 to Sugar Ray Leonard. He lost to Wilfredo Benitez. And he lost to a couple journeymen in his prime too. But the way Roberto Duran kind of balanced that out a little bit, Roberto Duran, he basically resurrected his career and he beat young, strong lions like Iran Barkley and Davey Moore. These were basically the modern day Keith Thurmans, Danny Garcias, Errol Spence's of Roberto Duran's division. He was going into these fights as an underdog. That just goes to show you how tough his competition was. But when you look at Manny Pacquiao, who's going to be the heavy underdog if he fights against Jeff Horn? Who's the heavy underdog when Manny Pacquiao is facing Chris Algieri, when he's facing Jesse Vargas, when he's facing Brandon Rios, right? Rhetorical questions. So at the end of the day, Manny Pacquiao, he has the right to fight whoever he wants to fight. It's up to Manny Pacquiao how he wants to be remembered. I don't have a huge problem with him facing Jeff Horn or Joe Blow, whoever he wants to face. But this is all I ask. If Manny Pacquiao is not going to fight fighters like Terrence Crawford, all I ask is that Manny Pacquiao and the Manny Pacquiao fans, instead of trying to berate the guy that Manny Pacquiao doesn't want to fight, why don't you guys just come out, be honest, and just say, man, that Terrence Crawford is too tough for Manny Pacquiao right now. I mean, there's no reason for Manny Pacquiao to fight this guy because this guy might knock him out, and I don't want to see Manny Pacquiao get knocked out. Just be honest. Same thing goes for Manny Pacquiao. Why don't you at least just give Terrence Crawford the credit he deserves and then say, I'm not interested in the fight? Now, we know he's doing it indirectly by saying, I need $1 zillion to fight Terrence Crawford. I'm not getting in there with that animal unless I got money to retire with. Because we know that's pretty much what he's saying. That's what the interpretation is. But I'm saying forget an interpretation. Say it directly. Give the man the credit that he deserves and then move on. People will respect you more for that, I guarantee. Instead of trying to tell people stuff that you know is not true, like you care so much about the fans that you are willing to fight Jeff Horn, a fight that none of the fans has asked for, or an opponent that none of the fans have asked for. But the only way you will fight Terrence Crawford is for what? For a whole lot of money. But you care about the fans and you're not that concerned about the money. Okay, Manny Pacquiao, practice what you preach then. If that's how you feel, practice what you preach. Walk it like you talk it. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Woo!